Hi again, everybody. Bill Phillips here on a Thursday, and it is Thursday that has some sadness to it. Found out this morning that actor Gene Hackman passed away. We had talked about him recently celebrating his 95th birthday. Well, unfortunately, today we find out that a wellness check was done on Mr. Hackman and his wife. And when the police officer arrived at the home, Hackman and his wife and their dog was found deceased. They don't believe there's foul play involved. Gene Hackman, 95 years old, one of the great American actors of all time. We talked about him with the movie Hoosiers, and he was Lex Luthor in Superman, Popeye Doyle in The French Connection. So a sad day, but a gentleman that left so much for everybody to still enjoy when you look back at his movies and his career. But we get started now with Valley Converting. I want to thank them for all of their support for the 9-Minute Phill-Up of Valley Converting. Can't thank them enough for everything that they do. If you have any paper products that you'd like to recycle, take them to T-Town, the Gem City, Toronto, Ohio, and they will be able to help you out. And if you bring enough paper, they'll give you some paper back. So give them a call, Mike Biasi and the crew in Toronto, Ohio.
Every piece of paper has a story. What if that story didn't end when you were done with it?
At Valley Converting, we turn your old paper products into recycled paperboard, continuing the story.
Locally owned and operated in Toronto, Ohio, bringing your paper to Valley Converting isn't just about recycling.
It's about supporting a cleaner, greener future for all of us.
We are here 5 days a week to help you make some green by going green.
And remember,
recycle for your future.
All right, everybody. Thank you again to Valley Converting, and we are getting started on the 9-Minute Phill-Up. And again, mentioning Gene Hackman, the great American actor, passed away in, I believe it was in New Mexico, off the top of my head. But what a tremendous career, what an impact he made in the acting world, and has left us a number of movies to watch. And for a lot of people, the first movie they think of when they think of a sports movie, maybe the best sports movie of all time, Hoosiers. So it's definitely up there as one of the best sports movies. Some people think it could be the best basketball movie of all time. So it depends on where you fall there. But so many other movies that he did, and French Connection, great car scene chase, and Popeye Doyle, the main character there. So Gene Hackman has left us at the age of 95. So we talk about that, and we talk about things moving on. As we, you keep moving forward. The world keeps spinning. So rest in peace to Gene Hackman. Tonight we're going to be moving forward with another episode of News 9 Sports on the go from Seven Ranges Entertainment in Steubenville at the Ford Steuben Mall. We are looking forward to that, and we've got a lineup for you tonight. We have a lineup for you. You'll be able to see this at 7 o'clock on the WTOV 9 YouTube channel at 7 o'clock, the WTOV 9 YouTube channel at 7 o'clock. Then at 9 o'clock, you can catch it on the WTOV 9 Facebook page. So we have plenty to do there, so you can watch that. But here's the lineup. Calvin Bickerstaff, minor league prospect for the Boston Red Sox. He's a Steubenville High School alum from right here in the Ohio Valley. He will be on the show. We interviewed him from spring training. He is getting his season started, and he is someone that the Red Sox are very high on. So we'll talk to him. We'll also talk to another baseball man who has been around the game for his entire life, Rich Donnelly, former Pirates third base coach. He is also a World Series champion with the Miami Marlins. He is also a World Baseball Classic Tournament champion with the United States. He's done just about everything in baseball, and he will be on the show talking about baseball, talking about the Pirates, talking about Calvin Bickerstaff, I would imagine. He helped him out with some training as well. We also have Kate Seifert, the former News 9 morning anchor, who is now in Columbus. And why are we talking to Kate Seifert, you say? Well, this weekend, it is the Stadium Series game between the Detroit Red Wings and the Columbus Blue Jackets. And that game is being played in Columbus inside the Horseshoe. So we wanted to get a feel for what the game is going to be like, what the event is going to be like. More than the game. The game should be a pretty good game. Two teams very much in the thick of the playoff race. But it's all about the event. 100,000 people. She told me 90,000 people have already bought tickets to go to this game. So it should be a very exciting atmosphere. We'll see how the game goes. So we talked to her as well. We'll talk some high school wrestling with Smitty from Smitty's Floors. He is the expert in high school wrestling, and some big tournaments this week, or guys are going to determine whether they go on to state championships and things like that. So we'll have him as well, and then of course Scott Campbell will have his lock of the week. Can't get away from that. So we have that as well, and I think the lock of the week pick is going to be the Stadium Series game between Columbus and Detroit. And with his first comment of the day, April checking in. Hello, Pauline checking in. Hello, everybody. Hopefully everyone's having a great day on this Thursday. And, so it's also, I noticed this, and, I don't know if, let's see, I need to put those up. There's April. Hello. Pauline. Hello. And here's my question. I don't know. Does anybody have a small dog out there? Does anybody have a small dog? Because today is a big day. My mom does. We could probably call my mom and talk about the small dog. I am not a fan of the small dog simply because I'm always worried that I'm going to either trip over it or I'm going to step on it, and that's not going to go well for the dog or for me. So I've had two dogs that I actually. Janet, hello. Oh, there's a black lab looking dog right there. Those are my dogs, the black labs. I've had two black labs, Angus and Sweets, and they were just absolutely wonderful. But they're bigger dogs. So I don't have to worry about tripping over them or crushing them if I step on them or anything. But today is National Small Dog Day. It's every year, the last Thursday in February. So National Small Dog Day. Do you have a small dog? Let's see. Dedicated to celebrating the small dogs in the pack, the mighty personalities, huge impact they have on our lives. And they're highlighting small dogs on this Thursday. So does anybody have a small dog? Big. Oh, okay. Skylar checking in. Skylar Sabansky checking in. Me, I have a Shih Tzu. So that is a tiny dog. I would be worried. About that, Skylar. I would be worried that I would step on the dog or trip on the dog. So I'm not going to get a small dog. But, I mean, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you. Here, Skylar, here's my question to you. What do you love about your dog so much? And would you consider getting a bigger dog, or you just like a smaller dog? So we'll put that question out there to smaller dogs. Why smaller dogs? Why not bigger dogs? Or maybe a medium dog? I like the medium dog. Now Angus, my first black lab, he was a big black lab. He was about 90 pounds. He was big. And then Sweets, she wasn't 100% black labs. Angus was. But Sweet's probably about 98%, I'm guessing. The way I knew that she was a black lab, I'd throw the ball once, she'd return it once, and then be like, I'm done with this whole retrieving thing. I'm not doing this. But she was about 50 pounds. So she wasn't a real big dog. So again, just why not get the medium dog? Oh, it's Pokemon Day. I couldn't tell you much about Pokemon other than I know the kids love to trade the cards. Pokemon Day. Let's see. Skylar says she is easy to take everywhere, but I used to have two Burmese Mountain. Oh, those are big dogs. Yeah. So I love both little and small dogs. Okay. Yeah. Burmese Mountain Dogs are nice looking dogs. Those are some good looking dogs. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I have a miniature American Eskimo and all white. Okay. All right. Now how is miniature is miniature smaller than small dog? Like, is a miniature like 5 to 10 pounds and a small dog's 10 to 20 pounds? Or I'm not sure where that falls on the scale. All right, Jaden checking back in. 93-pound black lab, wouldn't trade him for anything. Absolutely not. But it's interesting how people decide what kind of dog they're going to get and how that kind of reflects who they are sometimes. I don't know if you guys think that, but I think that. I think people get dogs that kind of reflect their personality, and sometimes the dog just takes over. I know my Aunt Connie had Teacup, and my mom's got. She's had a bunch of smaller dogs, and I always say, "Mom, just get a little bit bigger dog." But they're good. They're good. So she enjoys them. That's all that matters. But like I said, I just get nervous. I'm going to trip over them or step on them or whatever the case may be. So it's a small dog day today. So if you have a small dog, have a party. Go get some small dog treats. Pokemon. Also, it's retro day. If you want to do anything retro, today's the day to do retro. They have a picture of a telephone. Now, okay, Sarah's checking in. Good morning. They're starting out nice and warm. 50 so far. I have 3 dogs, Labs, German Shepherd, and Mini. Oh, so you're all over the place. All right. All over the place with the dogs. Okay. National Retro Day. My daughter is 21 years old. So on the picture for National Retro Day, they have a turntable with an album on it. And they also have a telephone with a rotary dial. And I remember we were in a house that was being just cleaned out. It was after someone had passed away and they were moving things out. So we happened to be in this room and there was a rotary phone in there. And Isabel was probably about 7, 8 years old. And I said, go ahead, dial the phone. And I picked it up and she would not put her finger into the holes to dial the phone. She was nervous. She was like, I don't know how this works. What is this thing? And it was just kind of funny because I thought, you just put your finger in there and dial the number. But because of her age and how old she was, and she'd never seen one, she didn't know what it was. So it's National Retro Day. So I find it amusing that they have one. It's also National Toast Day. Who doesn't love a good piece of toast? Okay. Here we go. My husband and I do the quizzes in the morning, and you and I are always on the same page with the answers. I find that funny. Hubby always tries to answer what he thinks Jeff would pick. Laugh out loud. Well, that's the thing. Sometimes I'm not sure what Jeff would pick. But talking about the weather quiz in the morning on News 9 Sunrise, and that, the weather quiz is usually right around 6:15ish in the morning. Jeff usually gives the question out, I think around 6:12. And then they ask me the question, they ask Olivia the question, or Addison or Jessica Haberly when they were here, and you try and pick the answer. And some of them, I always like to do the breaking it down scientifically, which is just madness because I got into science class. So I thought I was going to be great at science, and it was just a mess. But like today, it was Alberta Clippers. Most people have heard of it. Alberta Clippers, big wind and all that stuff, and it comes out of Canada. Well, today Jeff said that the question was, here are 4 options. Which one is not an actual Alberta Clipper or one of these storms? He said they named them after the provinces in Canada. So he had 3 of them that were real and 1 that wasn't real. So the first one was the Saskatchewan Screamer. The other one was Manitoba Mauler. Those were the first 2. And then you had the Ontario Scary-O and the British Columbia Bomber. So I eliminated, my process of elimination was, all right, I'm going to take the Manitoba Mauler and the Saskatchewan Screamer out because they're alliteration. Yeah, I can see that. But then I just thought the Ontario Scary-O was so funny to me. I'm not Canadian, so I just thought it was funny. I'm like, well, who would call that? And then the British Columbia Bomber was too normal. So I eliminated the Bomber because I thought it was too normal. I went with the funny one, and that was actually the real one. And sometimes that's just how you have to do it. And then a lot of times it's just guesses. But it's fun. I enjoy doing the weather quiz. I'm glad you enjoy doing the weather quiz as well. So it's fun. And tell your husband that it could be tough trying to figure out exactly what Jeff's going to pick or what he's thinking, because he's sometimes going to be a little bit all over the place. But we have fun with him. And a lot of times it's just educated guesses. But, and then you'll go on a roll where you can't get any right. It seems like forever. And then you'll get one right. And then you get a couple right. But it's fun. We always have fun. I'm glad you enjoy that. Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. Absolutely. Great time every morning. So toast, who loves toast? That's one of the national days. Do you love toast? Do you not like toast? I mean, some people, eat toast. I made some toast. Oh, you know what's actually pretty good? And, people call it open face or whatever you want to describe it. I think toast with a little peanut butter, a little jelly on it, get 2 slices, just leave them alone, just do their own thing. That's always nice in the morning. I always like that. That's always pretty good. Or if I'm making a sandwich in the afternoon for lunch, I might toast it up just a little bit. if I'm having ham and cheese, maybe toast it a little bit, get the cheese to melt just a little bit. It gives you that crunch. Yeah, I like toast. It gives you a little bit of crunch. It's a little bit different, But yeah, I like toast. So it's National Toast Day. The fact that we have National Toast Day, I don't know why. I don't know why we need a national day for toast, but it's fun to talk about. So we have toast today, and again, it's a Thursday. And as we wrap things up, we have National Toast Day. We have Little Dog Day, but we also have tonight on the WTOV 9 YouTube channel at 7:00. We have the News 9 Sports on the go. That's 7:00. Myself and Don Sloan. Plenty of people making visits, and you can see that also at 9:00 on the WTOV 9 Facebook page. Calvin Bickerstaff, minor league baseball player out of Steubenville, playing with the Red Sox organization. Rich Donnelly, world champion as a World Series member, and then the World Baseball Tournament member. Kate Seifert from Columbus. She's going to talk about the big Stadium Series game at the Horseshoe. They're going to have a hockey game in the middle of the Horseshoe in Columbus. It'll be 100,000 people there, and we talked to her about that. So a lot going on. And Sarah says, love toast and tea for breakfast. Yep, jelly and peanut butter. You got to love it. As Snoop Dogg says in the commercial, though, he says, peanut butter on jelly on gold. But, if you don't have any gold laying around, you just go with that toast, and it works. But tea and toast. I'm not a tea guy. I'm not a coffee guy really either. Well, unless the coffee's got like whipped cream in it, and it's really not coffee. It's just, candy in a cup. But, yeah, that's always good. So I like a toasted bagel. Yeah, that's always good. So anyways, we are going to wrap things up for today. I cannot thank you enough for joining us on the 9-Minute Phill-Up. I can't thank Valley Converting enough for joining us on the 9-Minute Phill-Up. But anytime that you can stop by, share a thought, get in on a topic, or if you have a topic that you want to talk about, please put it in the comment section. We'll talk about it. So again, can't thank you enough for being here on this Thursday. The weekend is right in front of us. And so have a great rest of your Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow, just about 10:00 with the 9-Minute Phill-Up. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a great